I am Nick Shell, a certified Enneagram coach. This series is somewhat of a book review of types of Take Care of Your Type, an Enneagram Guide to Self-Care by Christina Wilcox. This past weekend, I randomly bought this book. I read it within a few days, and I thought I really want to share with the world what I've learned from this book. Even though I am a certified Enneagram coach, what can I learn from someone else? And it's really funny because she's only like, I think 23 years old, whereas I'm 42, so I'm like double her age. But she taught me a lot that I didn't know about all the types, despite my certification and all the videos I've already done and researched on this subject. So if you want to buy the book like I did and probably buy it cheaper, get it off of Amazon right there. There's a link. You want to learn your Enneagram type for free, go to Cloverleaf. There's a link for that. Want to become certified like I did? There's a link for that right there. Let's get to it. Here's how this whole series works. I took notes on things that stood out to me about twos. So basically, what can I learn about twos that I didn't already know? Now, as this relates to me, I don't necessarily have twos in my life, but technically, I'm kind of a two because I'm actually an eight. And the growth for an eight is a two. So as a 41-year-old man, I've matured over the years, and I've leaned more into that two, perhaps, and more so in recent years than, say, a decade. So let's see what I learned about twos based on my notes. I'm trying to make this video only about 5 minutes long. Here we go. Twos, not good at asking for what they want. They assume others know. So I can see how that could be a problem in a relationship. They often speak of their relationships as themselves, as almost a collective we instead of I. They fear being replaced. They can mistake others' emotions as their own. I mean, they're so empathetic, which is the problem with eights is often we're not empathetic enough, but twos are so empathetic that they often will kind of take in how that person feels, and then they actually become the same way, feel the same way inside, even though they don't actually feel that way. This is interesting. Twos are often crafty. They're into do-it-yourself stuff. That makes a lot of sense. That's cool. Twos, it says they can hold it against others that others are not as empathetic and that they don't already know a two's needs. So again, that goes back to what I started, but I wrote it down again because that's so important. This was interesting. It says twos may find it to be a good fit to be into essential oils, like even having a different oil for each room as they walk into the room. That kind of goes in that crafty thing. That makes a lot of sense. You know what? I'm into essential oils, and I think about it. Eucalyptus and spearmint, I've got some of that, and I put it on my nose before I go to bed every night. It helps me calm down. Yeah, I've kind of always been into that, which is really funny because, yeah, that's my growth. Can't stand doing anything alone, but it's good for their mental health to be by themselves. There are some that maybe they need to be around people, but twos, it's actually good for them to just do things by themselves. That's actually healthy. That's growth for them. I'm an eight. I love being by myself anytime. I don't mind. I'll eat at a restaurant by myself. I'll do anything by myself. I don't care. But yet I'm married and have two kids. But I can switch channels there. Twos love nature. Twos are known for just because notes, which is funny because I do my best to make those notes. I'm not good about like my wife where she'll send out all these thank you notes to everybody, but I'm good about just sending a note because or a text just because. I'm really big on that. So it's funny how much of myself I can see in twos, even though that's my growth and not my actual number. Twos want more conversation, more relational security, and more attention. So that's good to know if you have a two in your life. I mean, and this is a conversation I've had with my wife here recently. I say, I want conversation, I want quality time. Those are things that really matter to me in a relationship. So maybe as I'm growing further into my growth of two, so I was just saying that, and then I read it in the book. It's the first time I'd ever seen that in writing about a two, so that's interesting. Twos want to save and rescue others, which as an eight, I'm wanting to empower people. But even this morning at work, I told this coworker, I said, I want to save you. So man, look at me becoming a two, huh? Twos often don't know how they feel. A good thing to ask a two. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel? Or how would you describe how you're feeling? Or what are some things you've been thinking about? See, it's funny because even for me as an eight, I don't like being asked, what's wrong? I hate that question. But these would be better ways to ask me that. And then the last note on here, it says, yeah, ask two specific questions, then listen intently. So there you go. I think this is very helpful. Even though I don't really know, I have a two in my life right now, I kind of am a little bit of one because that's who I am at my best when I'm not stressed. So that's very helpful to me. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to see a comment if you're a 2 and you can relate to this. Tell me more about yourself. Let's get to know each other. And again, if you want to buy this book, it's so easy. Buy it cheaper than I did off of Amazon by clicking that link right there.